Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel. And the Parliament may be off for an entire week, but I am still here to bring you the news. And we've got a couple of stories to talk about. But first, I would please invite you to click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and like the video. And of course, also leave a comment if you like what you see and would like to interact. Please do so. It helps the channel out a ton, boosts the video and the algorithm, all that good stuff. So let's get right into it. The RCMP and the Canadian government are accusing the Indian government of some pretty heavy stuff. This happened over the weekend. The government has expelled, I believe, 6 Indian diplomats, and the RCMP is an ongoing investigation is going on into government agents basically threatening Canadian Sikh citizens, and it's heavy. It's heavy stuff. I've got a press conference here with the RCMP investigators, the lead investigators here, and I am going to play a couple of seconds for you just to get a bit of an idea of what they are looking into and what they are talking about. It is heavy stuff.
Yeah, this is a result of years of investigations, but more recently, because we've seen an escalation in that threat activity, which, as the commissioner indicated, homicides, extortions, and other acts of violence, we feel compelled today to come in front of you and tell you the activities that have been occurring in Canada, and we want to assure the public that we take it seriously, and our top priority is Canada's public safety and security.
So what they're talking about is, as I said, they are investigating acts of extortion, acts of homicide, and we're talking more than the homicide of Hardeep Singh Najjar from last year, and he was a Sikh activist out of British Columbia who was killed, which there is an investigation by the RCMP into that as well. And this investigation is kind of part and parcel of the ongoing national security investigation. But this is big. This is a national security threat that is being investigated here. We are basically now, India was a partner basically a trade partner, and we were working with India, and we are now accusing the Indian government of some pretty hard stuff. The RCMP High Commissioner has traveled to Singapore and to India to try to work with the government over there. Like, that's how big this is. They've traveled with the National Security Intelligence Advisor, the Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister. It's a large investigation, and for them to actually expel 6 diplomats because of, like, they can't really do a normal investigation because of diplomatic immunity, so they have to expel these people. And it's like I said, it's a heavy situation. And of course, we have Trudeau here with the softest ever response to this. This is his tone, and this is what he has to say in response to what's going on. This is basically, he's home now from Laos, and he is responding in this soft tone and with these non-committal words.
The evidence brought to light by the RCMP cannot be ignored. It leads to one conclusion. It is necessary to disrupt the the criminal activities that continue to pose a threat to public safety in Canada. That is why we acted, because we will always, first and foremost, stand for the rights of Canadians to feel safe and secure in their own country. We will never tolerate the involvement of a foreign government threatening and killing Canadian citizens on Canadian soil, a deeply unacceptable violation of Canada's sovereignty and of international law.
That is all he has to say. That is all Trudeau has to say about what is an unprecedented situation. This is I can't remember any other time in my life, because I've paid attention to politics even growing up as a kid. I don't remember ever hearing about stuff like this under any other leadership. And for Trudeau to sound so soft on this, it's pathetic. He doesn't sound like he has any fight in him at all. And he's the leader of our country. He should be, like, I'm not expecting him to yell, right? Or you know, oh, you bastards, how dare. Like, I'm not expecting that. We don't need, you know, dramatics and theatrics. But I would expect a bit more sternness, a bit more bravado, a little, so to speak. He just sounds defeated. And it's obvious that he knows he has no power on the international stage, let alone at home. Clearly, look at what's going on with his caucus. And speaking of what's going on with his caucus, I've got a video here from CTV's Question Period. Vasi Capullo, I believe her name is, has gathered together 3 former members of government from each party. We have a former chief of staff of the Conservative government. We have a Liberal communications director for Paul Martin when he was Prime Minister. And we have the communications director for the late, great Jack Layton, the last good New Democrat. Literally, the last good federal New Democrat. So James Moore is the Conservative, Scott Reid is the Liberal, and Kathleen Monk is the NDP. And all 3 of them have agreed here that this is bad for Trudeau. This is bad for the Liberal Party, and Canadians are not going to look favorably on either the Liberal Party as a whole for kind of stabbing Justin in the back, and for they're starting to lose faith in Trudeau as it is. The Liberal guy, the Scott Reid, says it best here.
It still comes as a bit of a surprise given how disciplined this caucus has been. How significant in your view is this? It's
really significant. Look, you know, we're having a hard time really getting to the bottom of it in terms of determining what's a commitment versus who is signed, how many. You know, at first, I think some Liberals thought, well, maybe this is just, you know, Pierre Poilievre fanfic, but it appears to be very real. And that makes it a real challenge for the Prime Minister, because if you have 20, 30, dozens of members of your caucus who are willing to say to you, it's time for you to reconsider your future, to step aside, you've got to get your hands around that, and you have to get your hands around it fast. I think the PMO needs to move right now. They can't take the holiday weekend off. They got to tamp this down. And by the way, doing so is going to be very delicate. A real balance between diplomacy and discipline, because if you push too hard on the pushback, you could intensify people's resolve, anger them, and cause this crisis to widen in its girth. And that's not what the Prime Minister needs right now.
We don't need but I don't think that this is really. I don't think that's gonna help. I don't think there's gonna be any sort of tamping this down. I really don't think that this is going to work. Even the NDP uh, communications director says in this video, and I will put the link to this full 10-minute video in the description. I highly suggest you watch it. It's very good. It's the Vasi asks some very good questions, and these people are actually very balanced in their viewpoints. It's funny because they're all across the political spectrum. They represent all three of the main parties in this panel, but they all agree that Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party is pretty much done for this election cycle. It's pretty much going to be their turn for the opposition bench, and it may even, strangely enough, it may even be an NDP opposition for the first time in Canadian federal politics, based on how badly the Liberal Party is doing right now. But we'll have to see. That's going to come up. We don't know yet if Trudeau's going to prorogue Parliament. Karina Gould and Chrystia Freeland both say no, it's not going to happen. But it's not up to them. It's up to the Prime Minister. And after what happened while he was in Laos, I don't know what he's going to do. He may decide during the week off to reach out to Mary Simon, the Governor General, and say, hey, I need to prorogue Parliament. This isn't working. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think this is done? This is it for Trudeau? Do you think he will prorogue Parliament to just push things off and get a leadership race going and try to, extend the Liberal Party on life support for a bit? Or do you think he is pig-headed enough to stick it out, try to push through, and lose a no confidence vote? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I do invite you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I post and when I go live, which I do every Monday to Friday at 1 p.m. We do just chatting, we do politics, social commentary, and I also play video games at night, so you'll be notified when I go live every time. And make sure you share this video with your friends. Spread the word far and wide about the Blind Press channel. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful Tuesday. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!